Hi everyone. In today's session, we'll see the multi-quadrant operation of separately excited DC motor. So far, we have seen single quadrant converter, which is connected to the separately excited DC motor, which will give the single quadrant operation. That is semi-converter. Semi-converters will give the single quadrant operation. Fully controlled converters will give the two quadrant operation. Now we'll see the four quadrant operation. That is nothing but multi-quadrant means that may be three quadrant or four quadrant operation of separately excited DC motor. To get this multi-quadrant operation, there are three methods. One is by using the fully controlled rectifier with a reversing switch. The second method is by using dual converter. The third method is by using the field current reversal. So these are the three methods to get this multi-quadrant operation. So we'll see one by one. The first method is single or three-phase fully controlled rectifier with a reversing switch. So why I am using this single or three-phase means anywhere if you are using the fully controlled rectifier, that supply can be either single phase or three phase. Only one difference is if you are using the single phase, that may be up to 10 kilowatt. For more power levels, we need to go for the three phase levels. That is only the difference. The entire operation is same to get the multi-quadrant operation either with single phase or three phase, as it is fully controlled converter only. If you see the first circuit diagram, the fully controlled rectifier is connected to the DC motor through a reversing switches. Those reversing switches are this R and S are reversing switches, and it is connected at the output of the fully controlled rectifier. The corresponding output voltage is V0 and the corresponding current is armature. It is entering into the armature, that's why IA. The reversing switches are realized like this, that is shown in the second circuit diagram. The reversing switches are connected like this. Generally, let us assume the armature of the DC motor is the terminals of the armature of the DC motors are A and AA. The A is connected to the, generally this F switch is normally closed switches and R switches are normally open switches. Fully controlled converter output is connected in this fashion to get the multi-quadrant operation. That is nothing but F. Simply if you are closing this F switch, normally open switches are open, normally closed switches which are denoted with F are closed means you will get your armature current is always out of the common cathode. So it is coming out. This is open, R is open, so F is closed. When F is closed, the current will enter into the A and AA, then it is closed. So the current is flowing like this. Your output voltage also it is positive. If you are increasing the firing angle of the converter, you can get the two quadrant operation. So by using this type of operation, by using this F switch, your current is always positive and voltage can be either positive or negative by increasing the firing angle between the 0 to 180 degrees. So if you want to get the negative current, you close this F switches and you open this F switches and close the R switch. So this R switch is closed, here also R switch is closed. Now the current is entering from AA terminals of the armature. That means current is reversed. So by reversing the current, again fully controlled converter, if you are operating this converter between 0 to 90 degrees, it will give the positive voltage across the armature. If you are operating between 90 to 180 degrees, it will give the negative voltage with the negative current. So in this way, we can get all four quadrant operations. The same thing here, I have replaced this normal contactors with the thyristor switches TF and TF, TR and TR. Both TF should be operated once to get the positive current with positive and negative voltage, and both TR switches need to be operated once to get the negative current with positive and negative voltage. That's what it's shown here. So generally here F switch, when F is closed, F means either TF or either through the relay contactors or thyristors. When F forward switch or reverse switch, let us take F switch is closed means your current IA is positive, VA is either positive or negative. And when F is closed, your R is open. Or TF is closed, then TR is open. So vice versa means if F is open and R is closed, for this case your current is negative, IA is negative, and your VA is either positive or negative. This positive negative you can get by using the control rectifier converter by changing the firing angle between the 0 to 180 degrees. Okay. So here the reverse motoring procedure, generally we are reversing the motor. The reverse motoring procedure are to get this multi-quadrant operation. The multi-quadrant operation can be done like this. So if you see here, when F switches are closed, your back EMF is with positive and negative like this. This is a conventional notation. Plus and minus, your armature voltage is VA positive if you are getting the plus at this point A point and minus at AA point. And your armature current is positive when your current is entering through the A terminal. So if you are turning on the R switches, it will enter through the AA. That's why it is opposed to the conventional notation of A. That's why that is minus. And likewise, if you are turning on the R switches, your voltage also negative, because when you are turning on the you are turning on the R switches, your positive and negative. Positive will be at AA and negative will be at A. That is opposite to the conventional notation. That's why you are getting the negative voltage. In that case, if it is R and R switches are turned on, your back EMF is like this. So this is your plus and minus terminals at the output of the rectifier, but your back EMF is in the reverse direction. So that your motor constants will be negative. Your motor constant is negative, hence your torque will be negative. In braking mode, because of this reversal connection of the armature, your motor constant is negative, hence the torque will be negative. Torque T is equal to minus K pi into Ia, so torque is negative. Okay. So here, to get this multi-quadrant operation, there are few steps to get that multi-quadrant operation. So that is the speed reversal process, that may be transfer of operation from first quadrant to third quadrant or third quadrant to first quadrant. That is nothing but first quadrant means forward motoring to reverse motoring or reverse motoring to forward motoring through second quadrant or through fourth quadrant. This is first quadrant to third quadrant. Forward motoring to forward braking it need to enter. Then from forward braking to reverse motoring. If it is in the reverse motoring mode, then it need to enter into the reverse braking mode. Then it will go to the forward motoring mode. So from reverse motoring to again in the reverse direction. If it is in the reverse motoring mode, it need to enter into the reverse braking, that is nothing but fourth quadrant. Then again it will go to the forward motoring. Okay, from 3 to 1 through fourth quadrant, 1 to 3 from the second quadrant. So to achieve this braking operations or to get this multi-quadrant operation, first step we need to advance the firing angle alpha so that the Ia comes to 0. That means when you are increasing the firing angle of the rectifier, you need to increase the firing angle of the rectifier set at the highest value. So by keeping the firing angle at the highest value, that is close to the 180 degrees, so your rectifier will work like a inverter. Your rectifier will work like a inverter and reduces the armature current to 0. Okay. Then what we need to do is, after 0 current is sensed, so we need to sense at 0 current, because when we are keeping the firing angle at maximum value, it will work like an inverter, the armature current. When your firing angle alpha is, let us take this is alpha, when it is at 180 degrees, it will work like an inverter and your armature current is equal to 0. So in that case, the armature current need to be sensed as 0. After it sensing, the firing pulses are stopped. Once if your firing pulses are stopped, give some delay time or dead time, because we need to wait whether thyristors are fully turned off or not, because generally your delay time should be more than the circuit or thyristor circuit turn off time, because we need to take care of that. Your delay time should be more than the circuit turn off time, then only the devices will be completely turn off. Otherwise the thyristors will be turn on and it will be ever in conduction. To avoid that, we need to give the proper delay. Okay, generally a little longer delay will avoid the errors. So now reverse the armature connections by reversing switch. Anyway, we have reversing switches. Instead of turning on these two switches, now you turn on the R switch. That will give the armature connections reverse, right? Now we'll reverse the armature connections. After reversing the armature connections, release the firing pulses. Now earlier we were removed the firing pulses. Now we need to release the firing pulses, or we need to give the firing pulses to the rectifier. So after giving the firing pulses to the rectifier at highest value, initially we will keep the firing pulse at highest value. Now the current controller need to adjust that firing angle. So start the braking at a maximum value of alpha, means we need to provide the again firing pulses at maximum value, and gradually we need to reduce the firing angle to brake the motor at the constant current. So this braking operation is done by using the proper current control loop. What current controller loop will work means, the current controller loop adjusts the firing angle of the rectifier alpha and release the firing pulses at the highest value. This current controller loop adjusts the firing angle continuously so that the braking of the motor at the maximum allowable current from the initial speed to 0 speed. So in this way, initially it is at forward motoring mode. The forward motoring mode to forward braking mode, it will enter by setting at the highest value of the firing pulses. It will enter into the, we are making the armature current equal to 0. Even though the speed is same, but you are bringing the armature current equal to 0, which is nothing but torque equal to 0, by setting the firing pulses at highest value. Then slowly the current controller loop adjusts the firing pulses to brake the motor at the maximum torque, maximum negative torque. At maximum negative torque, the current controller loop adjusts the firing pulses to enter into the braking, from braking mode to 0 speed. That means it is slowly reduce the speed to get the complete braking at maximum negative torque. Okay, that's what the maximum value of braking torque. Okay, then next the motor speed reaches to the 0. Now the motor speed is reaches to the 0. That is end of the forward braking operation. Then the speed reverses. We need to increase the speed. After that, what we need to do is, we need to accelerate the motor again to the maximum allowable speed. with the maximum allowable current to the desired speed in the reverse direction. That will enter into the reverse motoring, right? So this is reverse motoring. So after complete braking, we need to increase the speed in the reverse direction to achieve the desired speed. Okay, so this operation usually it will happen at maximum negative torque. Okay, the fast reversal process will happen usually at maximum negative torque. That's why initially when the motor is running at forward motoring mode, we need to set at the highest, we need to set the firing pulses of the rectifier at highest value, so that the armature current will be, because rectifier will act like a inverter, and your armature current slowly it will come to zero, because on the with the same speed your armature current is coming to zero. Now the drive is at this point. Now current controller loop need to adjust the firing pulses to increase its current to the maximum negative current. That will be the maximum negative torque with the positive speed. Now what we need to do is we need to adjust the firing pulses to reduce the speed to 0 at maximum negative torque. Once the speed comes to 0, we need to accelerate the motor or drive in the reverse direction, so that the drive will enter into the reversing mode or reverse motoring, and it will achieve the desired speed with the firing angle control by using the current controller loop. So generally the contactors or relays are, when slow operation and frequent maintenance is associated with the contactors, that is not acceptable. Hence we need to replace the reversing switches with the 4 thyristors. Even further, to get the smoother operation of this multi-quadrant operation, here we are using simply single thyristors. Instead of that, for smoother and quicker operation of multi-quadrant operation, we'll go for dual converters. So with the dual converters also we can get the multi-quadrant operation. So this is all about the multi-quadrant operation by using the reversing switches. Just you need to remember these points. In reversing of multi-quadrant operation, we are getting when F is closed, R is open, your current is positive, voltage can be positive or negative. And next, when F is open, R is closed, your current will become negative with voltage is positive and negative, means all 4 quadrants we are getting it here. Because if you see here, VA and IA, when VA, IA positive, we got first quadrant, IA positive with VA positive, IA positive with VA negative, this is minus VA, right? We got fourth quadrant. Then IA negative with VA positive and VA negative means other 2 quadrants, second and third quadrant also. So all 4 quadrant operation are possible by using these reversing switches. The reverse motoring operation from forward to reverse motoring and reverse motoring to forward motoring operation operates through the second and fourth quadrants. So that process is we have given here. Thank you all.